Check, check, one, check, two, check. And that's one.
And the guy just like yelled in my face and called me an idiot.
Live comedy is indeed alive and kicking in Sydney's inner suburbs. But the arrival of YouTube almost a decade ago has introduced a new kid on the block in the comedy scene, the amateur internet comic. Neel Kolhatkar is a stand-up comedian made famous by his hugely successful YouTube channel, currently boasting over 250,000 subscribers.
I was in America recently.
But he sees YouTube and live comedy not as rivals, but in fact as mediums which complement each other.
They almost balance each other out. So I can't really choose one. I really do just love them both. There's a very unique relationship between the audience and the comedian in the live setting, whereas online there's not that intimacy. But if you can connect with an audience as a live comedian, that's a really strong bond that I don't think you can really capture through the medium of a screen.
While Neel found his faithful audience online, he believes there will always be room for stand-up comedy, even in an increasingly digital world.
You know, the internet taking over and you hear that sort of dialogue, there'll always be room for not necessarily stand-up, but live performance. And I think as a result, some of that will always be stand-up, particularly for comedians online.
Here at the Record Crate in Glebe on a Wednesday night, they tend to agree. Tom Sanderson of Mug and Kettle Comedy co-organises the weekly amateur stand-up night here. At 3 years old, it is one of the biggest open mic events in Sydney.
Yeah, no, everyone from like a first timer to like a really seasoned pro who's trying out new material comes along to this room. So it's kind of the beauty of open mic comedy. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to see some good stuff. You're going to see some tripe.
Yeah, just recently moved to Bondi. It's not too bad. Anyone here from Bondi?
This is Michael's first time attempting live stand-up. The crowd at the Record Crate is supportive of newcomers, but Michael notes that sharing comedy online is perhaps far less intimidating.
I definitely feel like it's easier to do like web series because I could just sit in my room and just sort of like no fear, just say what I wanted and put up on the internet. Like it's a huge ball game. I think it allows a lot of people that would be normally funny, that would sort of be undiscovered, to sort of launch their comedic career. Like,
I've got my own Tinder story. Yep, I use Tinder too. It's not just for you whippersnappers.
Over 1 billion people worldwide use YouTube, far exceeding the humble but lively crowd of the Record Crate. Like Neel, however, Tom and Michael tend to agree that the internet has been healthy for the live comedy scene, but will never replace it.
there's something special about like doing things in amongst people. It's like you're in amongst it, and I feel like you laugh more when you're there. There's a crowd atmosphere. It's like it's like any sort of like genre of art, I guess. Like going to the movies, things are more funny when you're sitting in a big group. There's that as opposed to just watching a movie by yourself.
I think you're starting to see more interesting ways of engaging with potential audience members, and that's sick. It's good. Get more bums in seats, more people watching comedy.
Sophie Trigger, reporting for After Dark.